Good morning, Miss and friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ernesta Milo. I am from the Biology Study Program. Title Number 1. Learn modal verbs with 3 easy rules. Slide 1. Narrator. Hi, today we are going to learn how to ask modal verbs in English like can, should, must, without mistakes. Slide 2. Rule 1. Number 1. Modal plus base verb or without she or it or in. Example, she can drive or not can't drive. You must study. Slide 3. Rule 2. Functions of modal verbs. Can, ability. I can joke. Should, suggestion. You should sleep early. Must, obligation. We must go now. Slide 4. Rule 3. Avoid common mistakes. He can play. He can play. She must read. Closing narrator. Remember, modal verbs are always followed with be, the base form of the verb. With these 3 rules, you can speak English more confidently. The one title, Can I, Could I, May I, which discusses the difference in the use of the 3 modal verbs in the context of asking for permission. Objectives: to help English learners understand the difference between can, could, and may. When used to ask for permission, ask will ask to know the level of politeness and the right context for each. Number 1. Can I? Used to ask for permission in all informal manner. Commonly used in everyday conversations with friends or family. Example, can I borrow your pen? The should, could I is a more polite form of can, suitable for use in semi-formal situations or when talking to people you don't know very well. Example, could I leave early today? The 3 may I, used to ask for permission in informal manner. Often used in formal situations or when speaking with authority. Example, may I speak to the manager? Additional level of politeness. May I is considered the most polite, followed by could I, then can I. Context of ask, choose the modal verb that best suits the situation and your relationship with the person you're speaking to. Number 2. No more mistakes with modals. 3 easy rules is designed to help English learners avoid common mistakes when using modal verbs such as can, must, should, will, may, and other. This aims to understand the basic rules for using modal verbs, know the function of each modal verb, or to express ability, initiality, suggestion, possibility. Be able to speak and write English more currently and confidently. In short, it explains that modal use should be simple and without additional forms, so that communication in English becomes more precise and fluent. Number 3, no more mistakes with modals 3 easy rules, which aims to help English learners understand and use modal verbs such as can, must, should, might, and other correctly. Objective: to help us avoid common mistake in using modal verbs and increase our confidence in speaking and reading. 3 main rules. Number 1, use modal verbs without change. Modal verbs do not change form even if the subject is different. Correct example: she can swim. Incorrect example: she can't swim. Number 2, follow modal verbs with base verb. After modal verbs, use the base verb without the addition of to. Correct example: you must finish your homework. Incorrect example: you must finish your homework. Number 3, use not after modal verbs for negative sentence. To make a negative sentence, add not after the modal verb. Correct example: you should not smoke. Incorrect example: you don't should. Note especially for have to, the negative forms is do not have to. Additional, by understanding and applying these 3 simple rules, we can use modal verbs more appropriately and avoid common mistakes in English. Number 4, no more mistake with modal 3 easy rules is to help people who are learning English to no longer make mistakes in using modal verbs such as can, must, should, might, will. This material conveys that modal verbs must always be followed by the base form of the verb, or without to, without, see, it, in. Modal verbs do not change form even though the subjects are different. For example, I can, he can, not, he can't. For negative sentence, simply add not after the modal or instead of using do not. The goal so that we can use modal verbs currently, simply, and confidently, but in speaking and reading English. Number 5, learn English grammar. What's the difference between active and passive? Objective: this material aims to explain the difference between active and passive sentence in English, including their structure, usage, and example. Main context: active voice. The subject performs the action. Structure: subject plus verb plus object. Example: the teacher explains the lesson. Passive voice: the subject recites the action. Structure: subject plus to be plus past participle or plus by again. Example: the lesson is explained by the teacher. Comparison: the active voice is more direct and is often used in everyday communication. The passive voice is used when the focus is on the action or object of the action, or when the again is unknown or unimportant. Use of tense. This also explains how active and passive sentences are formed in various tense, such as present, past, and future. That's all the material I can explain. Thank you and good morning. Bye-bye.